Hey everybody, how you doing? This is not great reception I'm getting here again. Mm. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about and cover. So I'm dropping everything off my table here. Hope everyone did something different. I put something on Facebook so folks would know. I'll link over here. And I want to talk a little bit about spirituality, prophecy, and what's going on in the big bad world today. For people who are new to spirituality, and by new I mean I get them every day at the shop. Happened today. Someone called themselves a baby to all this, So let me get closer here. Okay. Some of us grew up a little bit in it, had mothers or grandmothers who either did readings or went to see psychics and kind of knew some of the unwritten rules around how you behave, how you speak, what you do. And so I never get angry when someone doesn't know some protocols. And I try to caution them because there are some predatory people out there involved in this business, as they are involved in every business. There are mechanics and lawyers and carpenters that are equally so, that can't be trusted. And holy cow, what a week, Rosemary. Hi, Lisa. So, what do you do? What do you charge? What should you expect to pay? And people new to spirituality are vulnerable to what I call spiritual extortion. Spiritual extortion. And the way it goes is something like this. They have some gifts and they do a reading and they start talking, and yes, they know you're in a bad marriage. They know you're unhappy in your home. They know you suspect your husband might be cheating on you. They know that you want a new job, and you're all eager because they obviously, there's a connection, and so you don't know what to say when the next thing they tell you is that they can fix your money problems. They can keep your husband faithful. That they can do these things for you for a price. If you want to work with them, they're going to do candles and baths and all sorts of things. And that's not to say that spiritual work isn't real. That's not to say that these things don't have value. But you need to know that the people talking to you are authentic and can do what they say they're going to do. And, my take on it is, I'd rather tell you how to do it yourself. It's rare that I involve my energy in someone else's situation. I just don't have the time or the energy. And that spiritual work, if it's done correctly and properly, is exhausting, is labor intensive. So, but there are certain tricks out there, and one of them that a friend of mine almost got caught up in, called to ask me first, was she went to one of these readers and again the reader knew she was having financial issues, knew that she was concerned. And what happened? She said to her, "I can fix your problem. You need to withdraw all your money from your checking account, put it in a paper bag, and bring it to me. I will pray over it for 2 days. And on Monday, you come get the money, bring it back to the bank, put it back in your checking account, and you're going to find that the money begins to flow and everything, all those blocks have been lifted." So she asked me about it. She said, "Lord, what do you think?" I said, please tell me you have not given her this money yet." And she goes, no, I wanted to run it by you first. And I said, just know that if she's still there in 2 days, she's going to give you the bag. It's going to be all, don't open the bag. Don't look in the bag. Bring it right to the bank. Wait till you get to the bank till you have the deposit slip. Then you give the money to the teller to deposit. And I'm going to tell you that when you go to do that, that bag will be full of tissue paper or Monopoly money. And you're going to call and say, hey, what's this all about? And she's going to say, what are you talking about? And know nothing about it. Now, who are you going to call? Are you going to go to the police? Who are you going to talk to about this? And that's what I mean by spiritual extortion. And there's many, many tricks like that. And don't fall prey to those. People are charging all different amounts of money for readings these days. You know, I have been criticized for not charging enough. It's really not anyone else's call, frankly. I can tell you I'm always busy. I always have readings to do, and I always have repeat business. I'm pretty happy. I'm paying my bills and living just fine. Other people charge what I consider a lot of money. If you're getting what your needs met, if you're getting what you want, then that's fine. Then that's just fine. The other thing that happens, though, when one person in a relationship suddenly becomes spiritual, suddenly becomes interested in something outside of the realm of what they as a couple have been experiencing, wanting to go to, say, visit temples or explore Buddhism. That's very popular, by the way, for Christians. It's a very easy segue. There's reasons to believe that Jesus himself studied Buddhism, and so many Christians do segue over there. The Dalai Lama is very charismatic, very articulate. And the other person's like, what are you talking about? We are Catholics. We don't do that. You know, don't put that up on the wall. Get those candles out. You met the real one. I've also begun cautioning some of my young witches and my youngsters in the shop, because this is a new phenomenon that's happening. I have my younglings out there in the big world, and they come in like, Laura, guess what? Oh my God, I've met the most great guy. Like, I'm so excited. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh my God, he's into everything I'm into. Like, he's so, Laura, he knew that I have been meditating, and he was asking my jewelry, and then he brought his pouch of stones, and I was like, oh my God, I have a pouch of stones. And I'm like, yeah, what else, sweetie? And it's good for a short time, and then Mr. New Age spirituality there is either poly or not committed, or just plain goes away. And you got to ask yourself, how does someone of a heightened spirituality behave this way? Sadly, and this is not all men. I love men. I really do. But some men have figured out that women really do like stones, really do love this stuff, and they have learned some key phrases and figured out the way around. I don't know if they still are or not, but you know, they had really cute article titles like how to do her Anderson. That kind of thing is happening in the spiritual world. So again, we have that scam aspect to it. And the problem with it too is that then it turns you off of all of it, where it's just a segment of it, where there's some people who are extorting money, other people are in it to try and trick you into believing there's more to them than there is. And I'll tell you, this is when all that empathy that all of you talk about all the time, that you pick up on the feelings and you know, emotions of others, guys, you gotta do a better job with that. You've got to be able to size somebody up, and genuine or disingenuous. You've got to be able to determine whether or not that person's just feeding you a line of bullshit. And again, the aura, the chakras, all the things you talk about, you know, that should be evident. And if it's not, you've got to ask yourself why. You need to do more work on yourself, not the other guy. Okay, you need to focus harder on what's going on behind the veneer. So that brings me up to divination and prophecy. And someone had written, gee, Laura, you know, you nailed it again. You said this was coming. And yes, a lot of us have talked about some big event coming in. Uranus in Taurus is always going to hit money, finance. And while we're over here looking at coronavirus, global financial bad things are going on. Okay. Um, I'm not, I do listen. It's a serious flu, but that's what it is. It's a type of flu. And there are specific people at risk. Most people who get it will have a runny nose, a fever, and that's how it'll go. Most people are going to be just fine. People with and I'm going over this because I don't know if everyone's listening. You don't need a lot of toilet paper. It does. This is going to go on for a couple weeks. It's going to be okay. But I will tell you, it's a test run. And some of you, not my people, the ones listening, quiz before the big test. And some people aren't doing very well with it. The problem with prophecy, and I have been hearing these things since 2000 and, well, truthfully, first person who talked about this would have been back in 84, which I laughed at them. I had no idea, no inclination, no desire to be part of anything going on in the spiritual realm, like in that way. And it took another big glom of information there around 2000 and never heard, killing the messenger. Well, that's exactly what happens. They kill the messenger. So I've had other people in the community say, you shouldn't talk like that. You do with what you want to do with it. I'm not making it up, and I'm not wishing it to happen. I have 4 kids of my own. That's the last thing I want to see is some of the devastation that sadly is predicted. And it's just like when I say the people that are going to die of the flu are people who have suppressed immune systems, have COPD. That's who's dying in Italy right now. For the most part, old men over age 80 that have lung cancer or COPD, they are dying. Yes, they are. Newsflash: COPD and lung cancer is a death sentence. That's how those, you don't recover from those. Not at 80. Not, you don't. Why is it doing that? Okay, that's weird. So everyone's getting kicked off. I wonder what's going on. Okay. Should I stop it and try again? Great. This is why I came onto Facebook. Facebook, YouTube. Okay. Well, let me know if it keeps doing it. Maybe I'll have to reboot it. Yeah, keep going. Okay, I will. So, you become reluctant to share information because you don't want to be that person, that bearer of the bad news, the crepe hanger. And so I had to laugh when I began saying, relax, this is going to be a couple of weeks, it's the flu, and people were like, how can you not take this more seriously? Or how can you even joke about this? It's like, because this isn't that serious. The coronavirus is to be concerned about. Yes. And certain people need to be very concerned. If I had a preemie baby at home, if I had lung asthma, bronchitis, God forbid, lung cancer, I wouldn't be going out. And I even now, I wouldn't be heading out in a gym. I wouldn't want to be in a yoga studio right now. I wouldn't want to be in Walmart anyway, on a good day. And I certainly want to be in Walmart now. I'll do my grocery shopping as I always do late at night on Sunday when there's hardly anybody there. Oh man. So Anyway, I don't even know where to even go with that. I guess what I just want to say is the bigger picture. The coronavirus is here, but there's a bigger picture here. The global financial devastation. Never mind the local financial devastation for people who aren't working, who've got kids at home that have to pay for daycare or can't go in. That's more concerning to me. And with Uranus and Taurus, that's going to speak to chaos in the financial markets, and that's what we're seeing. I think the Fed's just pumped 1.4 trillion into the budget or into the market. That's not great news. China has been on the verge of financial collapse, and it's they're now going to lose. I mean, I forget how far back they are now because they're not manufacturing. How far backlog they are. They're saying Christmas is going to be, a lot of things aren't going to be available. And I have always said, and I'm going to share more over time. I can't do it tonight. There's too much going on. I will share more of what Judith told me. I will share more about what I see coming down the pike. But I will say this: you have to watch the oceans. Watch the ocean rise. Watch those waters coming up. That's going to be more devastating than anything else. And there's a lot of other things that piggyback onto that. If you want to get an idea, what is that all about? That was strange. Okay, weird. Weird. Yeah, restaurants and retail. Help me. Where was I? That my screen just went wonky. Ocean rise. What was I just talking about? Crap. I literally just completely lost my train of thought. Come on, guys. What did I just say? The screen just blew up. Okay, that was awkward. Watch the water. Okay, well, yeah, watch the water. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Google search, okay, Greenwich, Connecticut, water rise study. Google that, just to give you an idea of how much money is being thrown at the idea, the premise that the oceans are in fact going to rise. Some of the most pricey real estate in the world is Greenwich, Connecticut, and their waterfront properties are, those mansions are millions upon millions of dollars, and they are going to be underwater. They are. A lot of Westport's going to be underwater. A lot of places are going to be underwater. So I just want to recommend that you just take a look at that. Weird. Weird is right. And the other thing is please, this is a test run. We at Talisman, we had prepping classes and courses, and we're talking about this stuff back in 2008. We were talking about this, having workshops and everything else on the topic. And a few things you need to do: keep gas in your car. Hey, Mike and Kim, keep gas in your car. Know where your kids are. Don't rely on your cell phones, because what's going to happen if the internet goes down? You're not going to be able to reach anybody. Know where your kids are. Make a plan in the event of an emergency where you all meet as a family. Find alternative routes out and away from any coastal area. You need to be at least, they say, at least 20 miles inland. Okay, so I'm going to give you those three things. Okay? It is just a good idea to have 2 weeks worth of food on hand. You don't need 8 months of toilet paper, guys. You really don't. But you do need water. You should be buying some extra bottled water. And by extra, I mean 1 or 2 bottles when you go grocery shopping. You shouldn't be spending all this money right now. Have some extra bottled water. Have cans of beefaroni, and have canned goods that you can open and eat. All right, have some power bars. Have nutritional. Have extra vitamin C. You really need that. Anyways, and you could go on any Google search and what do you need in terms of food for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Have that. We're not Mormons prepping for the end days. We're just, in the event of any weather event, tornadoes, hurricanes. Our grandparents always had this. It wasn't weird or called prepping. It was just called common sense. Okay? But it's really important. I'm going to say it again. Know where your kids are. Not just in case of emergency, with all that's going on in the bigger world again, know where your kids are. I can't even stress that enough. I'm going to take a look at the comments, and let's look at some tarot scopes, shall we? Okay. Hey, Faith and Cheryl. That is a big part of it. And the thing is, the oceans are rising, and it's changing the salinity of the ocean, which is changing the tides and the currents. So it's more than just ice caps melting. All right. So I thought to myself, what kind of tarot scopes do we want to do today? And I went looking, and I kind of alter these. I find them and then I alter them. But this crisis management spread, which is a 5-card throw. What can I change? How can I change it? What don't I have power over? What aspects of myself is this crisis affecting or changing? And then lastly, what is the outcome? Or what will I have learned when the situation is over? And I thought, well, that sounds good for the Corona crisis du jour. I do want to say, too, that this is an optimal time to begin thinking in terms of, and it sounds like a conflict of interest, but autonomy and community. Autonomy. What can you do for yourself? What do you bring to the table? What skill sets do you have? And then also community in terms of who else would be able to work with you in the event of emergency? Who would be there to watch kids while someone else went looking for food? Who else, who has medical background? That's going to be really important. Medical background. Basic sewing and cooking and cooking for large groups of people, maybe. Wouldn't be a bad idea this spring to put in gardens in your backyard. Start growing some stuff. It wouldn't be a bad idea if you're in a place that you're going to be staying, put in some fruit trees. It's just buy a couple apple trees, and start looking at an edible landscape. Those are little things you can do. Plant blueberry bushes instead of shrubbery. Put in blueberry bushes. Put in strawberries for ground cover. Not going to be able to feed yourself indefinitely, but if everyone does a little bit, put in some salads. Have fresh greens. It's going to be better for you anyway. Just a thought. We're going into spring, and these are little things you can do to make things better. All right. Something here. Coffee. Okay, let's go. For Aries. Okay. So for Aries, what can I change? And it's the 2 of Wands. And that's friendship and partnership and working together. The 2 of Wands is creative partnership. So Aries, which is one of the most autonomous signs, actually, looking at community. looking at building partnerships. How can I change it? Six of Swords. It's interesting that actually the Six of Swords would speak to making partnerships with people possibly from around the world or in other regions, other areas. So certainly using the internet, thankfully that's an option. But I'm going to say for Aries, it's the idea of expanding your network more globally. All right. What don't I have power over? The 3 card is the Lovers reversed. Well, I always say you can't make people like you, you know. And it's also you can't force yourself to love something you don't love. That's really hard. It's really hard for an Aries. They are the least hypocritical of all the signs. Aries really can't even fake it till they make it. They just can't. They are the least likely to lie, and they are the most genuine. So asking them to just suck it up and be nice for the sake of the business or for the sake of the family or for the sake of it, that's asking a lot from an Aries. But it's interesting. So what aspects of myself is this crisis affecting or changing? The Ace of Cups reversed. So the Lovers reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed. And that's actually altering what you love, how you love. The Lovers reversed, the Ace of Cups. I think I'm just trying to put this into proper perspective here. So it's calling for you to partnerships, expanding the partnerships, looking well beyond local into global. The people around you, you can't control them. And that's why I think maybe this global versus local, it may be that Aries needs to cast a wider net. They always say a prophet isn't appreciated in his own hometown. Sometimes you got to get beyond the people that are in your immediate sphere to look at the people that are truly supporting you. Again, community. But that may not be actually in your local community. And what we have learned when the situation over for Aries, it's the Queen of Coins reversed, either to put more precedence on financial well-being, or the knowledge that you need a bigger base of money. You need to either save more or have more coming in. But money actually is the outcome here when this crisis is over. I'm going to agree with that because Taurus and Uranus, I think everyone's going to be looking at the bottom line saying, oh my God. Now it's true that most of us are only 4 or 5 paychecks away from living in our car. Most of us couldn't sustain, and this is scary because some people now are out of work with these closings. So I think everyone's going to take a hard, long look at their bottom line, at what they have, not just rolls of toilet paper, but what do you have in the bank? What do you have in reserve? That's what I think the lesson for Aries is going to be, which can also be a very impetuous sign when it comes to spending and when it comes to my dad was an Aries, so I mean it was always feast or famine. All right. Okay, Taurus. What can I change? 6 of Wands reversed. Well, Taurus seems to be getting hit hard in the career field. 6 of Wands reversed it's reversed, so it's like a big slam of brakes with the career. Not a lot of forward motion going on. How can I change it? Queen of Cups. This speaks to looking at things more emotionally, and as opposed to financially. What actually fulfills you emotionally, spiritually. For once, Taurus, you're being told not to look at the bottom line so much as more of the creative aspect of things. What don't I have power over? Page of Swords reversed. It's like people are, it's like the cut off of information. There's like no information coming. It's like if someone just turned it off, like it was a radio, click off. And you can't control that. What aspects of myself is this crisis affecting or changing? The Two of Swords reversed. Okay, Two of Swords reversed. It's rock or a hard place. Choosing rock or hard place. Sometimes people think that, and I get it in readings too, where you do a reading and you say, "Oh, I'm seeing this opportunity. I'm seeing this person. I'm seeing this possibility with the job," and they come back in, 3 months later, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, that job you talked about. Yeah, I got that call." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's great. Yeah, I really wasn't ready to do that. I really didn't want to do that right then." Or, "Oh, I met that person. Yeah, I did. It met that. Even you described, yeah, but I don't know. I wasn't ready. I didn't want to. Like, okay. Well, can you throw more cards and see, when's it going to happen again? Like, when will?" I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. Doors open, doors close. So I'm saying for Taurus, sometimes you don't get that option number 3. Sometimes there is no curtain number 3. Okay, I want this, or maybe this. No, you have this or this. Sink or swim. Do or don't. But there is no third option. There's no other rabbit to pull out of your hat or your ass, wherever you're pulling rabbits out of. So for Taurus, I'm going to say no information coming in, no new information, no new opportunities with what you're doing. You're being instructed to look more at what spiritually and emotionally fulfills you. And what is the outcome? What will I have learned? Page of Cups reversed. Well, I think you're going to learn your own mental health boundaries, as well as people around you. Looking at these very emotional cards, Queen of Cups, Page of Cups reversed. I mean, the Page of Cups reversed is usually anxiety, depression, making hard choices that don't always make other people happy. Okay, or hard choices that aren't going to make you happy. They can't all be farts and giggles. And in this case, I'm going to say with this situation, it's going to be a matter of, you may not like a part of yourself that's revealed emotionally. You may find out that you're not as strong as you thought you were. You may find out that anxiety is suddenly your new best friend. That you're not, and then you need to figure out why is that? Why can't you? You shouldn't fall apart in a crisis. So if you are, that's something to think about. Do I need therapy? What do I do? Because people are relying on you. This isn't the time to fall apart. So learning our limits for Taurus, learning our emotional limits. Gemini. Okay, strange sound feedback. What in the world is going on? You know what? I'm gonna play with this for a second. I'm gonna hope I don't lose you. Hold on. The fan is going on this laptop. I don't know. Oh my goodness, this isn't good. Still hearing it, huh? Oh God. All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll use the laptop next time. Nicoletta, you okay? So you're saying it's okay for you? It is the fan, though. I can tell you that the fan's going. Okay. All right, Gemini. Okay, in crisis management, Gemini. What can I change? The star reversed. Huh. How can I change it? The Empress. Well, I mean, the star reversed is a sense of hopelessness, depression, and in this instance, and the Empress is autonomy again, taking charge of things. If you feel like it's all hopeless and dismal, then it's time to start reading. It's time to start studying. It's time to start again looking at what your strengths are. I had someone on one of my Facebook posts talk about, feeling like they didn't bring anything to the table. It's like, well, that's not possible. We all bring something to the table. So if Gemini, you're dealing with a sense of what you can change is your attitude. And you change it by taking stock of what you bring to the table, what you have to offer. What don't you have power over? The Seven of Swords reversed. Other people's gossip, toxicity, talk, family members, and this would speak to family. Looking at these other two cards, the Hierophant and the Sun reversed, you have no control of what people say about you. You really don't. They're going to say what they're going to say. The aspects of myself that this is affecting or changing, the Hierophant reversed. It's taking you out of whatever rut you're in, you're being scooped out of it. This is making you think differently about many things, but especially, as I always say, institutions and industries, what you thought would always be there, what you thought would not fail, you're watching fail. And that's what we're seeing. And that again, Saturn Pluto thing, we're watching the financial part of things now fall apart. We're watching the medical part of things fall apart, the pharmaceutical things fall apart. And very soon we're going to see military. I'll make that a prediction. Military will be next. Watch for that. So I think how you respond to that is changing, Gemini. For some of you, many of you are already on board. Gemini is usually, a couple of steps ahead of the rest of us. They with the technology and with information sharing, they're usually a step ahead. But I'll tell you, your own attitude, your own positive attitude can always be worked on. All of us can work on that. So what is the outcome? What will I have learned? Well, Sun reversed. So you got the two best cards reversed here in your spread. The Star reversed and the Sun reversed. And you'd want to think, well, failure. The Sun reverse speaks to legal and financial failure. I still believe that what we're seeing, and I've said this from the beginning, stay in your lane, focus on your goals, because what we're seeing in 2020, unlike 2019, 2018, and some of 2017, which was our personal integrity, our personal integrity, doing the right thing, all the things that Saturn stands for, would now be turned around, flipped over to the bigger world. So institutions and industries. And I think, Gemini, if anything, your suspicions that these things can't be trusted, your suspicions are going to be proven right. I think things are going to fail. They're failing. We're watching this fail. We're watching hospitals. This isn't even This is nothing. This is a flu. We're watching hospitals don't have face masks. Why? Why? Because where are they manufactured? Oh yes, China. hmm And they're not manufacturing, so there are no face masks. You see how that all domino effects? So anyway, Gemini, I hope you're the voice of reason here. If this is new to you, if your eyes are just newly being open to the ways of the world, if you're a young Gemini, um, you're seeing how it goes. You're seeing how things work. We are all seeing how things really work, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not one for innocence. I'm not one for head in the sand. I'm not one for any of that. Gild a turd. All right, Cancer. What can I change? Strength reversed. Cancer, you can work on your health. That's what you can change. You can work on your health. And how can you change it? Ace of Wands reversed. Unhealthy patterns with another person, you break away and you gotta start setting your own healthy patterns. What don't you have power over? 10 of Wands. The responsibilities that you have, and they look like they're crushing. You can't change that right now. Okay? This is no time to cower it out. This is no time to put down your burden now. We're in the middle of a crisis. What aspects of myself is this crisis affecting or changing? The Five of Swords reversed. Learning how to ask for help. Okay? Learning how to ask for help. Five of Swords reversed. And taking good advice that's given to you, especially if it's professional advice. Listening to people who are professional and who are vetted, who know what they're talking about. What is the outcome? What will I have learned? The High Priestess reversed. You're going to learn that you have to listen to your own gut instincts. You'll learn at the end of this. This is going to be a valuable lesson for Cancers to listen to their own keen gut instincts. And I'm sorry to say that one thing the reason why you'll learn is there's going to be something in this span of time where you knew you should have done something, or you knew you should have had something, and you didn't, and you don't, and you're not going to let that happen again. Like I said, this is a test run, guys. This is the quiz before the big test. Never mind the final. And that's not to scare you. It's to prepare you. No one ever sat in school, I hope, and said, oh, the teacher's being mean, talking about quizzes and tests. No, they're preparing you for the quiz, preparing you for the test. Learn, study, pay attention in class. That's all. That's not being mean. Okay, Leo, what can I change? 10 of coins. Money in the home. Saving money in the home, working out of the home, finding ways to make money with the home, whether that's renting out a room or part-time work in the home. But again, money in the home. There's things you can do to actually bring in income just at home. How can you change it? Knight of Wands reversed. Workaholic. Work harder. It's really about working harder for Leo. Leo, love Leos, man. Everyone knows I love Leos. My oldest boy's a Leo. I'm Leo rising. But Leos, their Achilles heel is they can be lazy. So, and coast. And again, this is no time to coast. This is a time and a lot of people are going to make a fortune during this. We know this. Make a fortune during this time. So, Leo, come on, step up, because you can be one of them. Right? What don't you have power over? 7 of Cups. Other people's indecision. You have no control over that. If someone else is like, well, I don't know, well, I'm not sure, yeah, you move ahead. You catch up, you let me know when you know. Move ahead. All right? You have no time for that. Wishy-washy behavior. What aspects of myself is this crisis affecting or changing? The Eight of Cups. Interestingly enough, Leo, it looks like you are going to be looking at things you learned growing up, things from your homeland, if you come from another country, but there's a sense of reminiscing. That's what the Eight of Cups is about. Or returning home, traveling, moving. It's where you want to be. Okay, with an eye to how you were raised. So, and the outcome, what you'll have learned when it's over with, the Three of Swords reverse. You learn how to handle your anxiety. I think, if anything, this speaks to the strength of Leo, the strength of family, the strength of so my grandmother half raised me, and I when I talk about this stuff, it's because I'm my grandmother before a hurricane, filling the bathtubs with water, putting in a stopper, putting it and fill the bathtubs. There was always going to be fresh water to drink and flush those toilets down. Things like that I learned from the grandmother. I'm going to say for Leo, a lot of you are looking back now too, or the idea of gathering family around. Again, the idea of the Ten of Coins, the home and family and security being combined. Right? My grandparents had a lot of wisdom. They knew a lot about survival. And in my age bracket, my grandparents went through the Depression. So a lot of wisdom, how to stretch a meal, how to stretch a can of, how to stretch a chicken, a roast chicken. That was like 3 meals right there. 1 chicken. How to make inexpensive cuts of meat go further, how to use a can of tuna fish and pasta to make a meal. Things like that. How to make a stew, stretch it out. It's all stuff we learned from our grandparents who knew what it was to have enough money. And again, with that financial crisis stuff going on, we want to think about that. We want to really think about how we make things stretch and go further. Okay, Virgo, what can I change? The Four of Cups. And how can I change it? The Five of Cups. Okay, well, that is about wallowing and being sad and crying over spilt milk, and Four of Cups is not knowing what you want. So it's really about knowing what you want, moving forward, moving past mistakes and moving forward. There's a lot of people expressing a lot of regret and a lot of anger, a lot of angry people. We're only 1 day into this in terms of our schools have just been let out, and people are mad. They're driving aggressively in the grocery stores. I've heard some people tell me that the old people are in their little motor cars. They're ramming people, and people tell me they're watching it. They're watching people freak out the registers. They're watching people yelling and screaming and throwing things. It's really bad behavior. That's why I'm telling you, people are failing this test badly. So I think regret. I think people are angry that they let things happen, or that they weren't better prepared. Also, again, I'm going to say I don't see this lasting very long. I really don't. But it still is a test run. So for Virgo, who wants to be prepared, who always wants to be on top of everything, I think this is really bothering Virgo. They didn't cross all their T's and dot all their I's here. They got caught with their pants down. Not happy about it. What don't I have power over? 3 of Wands. Well, you can't know what you don't know. A lot of people didn't see this coming. A lot of people did not see this coming. So many Virgos are in healthcare. I'm sure that many of them are just furious. And I know one nurse in particular. I know a couple. They're just saying what they're seeing in the hospitals is really bad. They're really scared. Again, the lack of face masks, lack of supplies already. We haven't even begun having people coming in genuinely sick. It's bad. Aspects of myself that this crisis is affecting: the Magician reversed. Oh, Virgo, you are, of course, listen, nobody beats themselves up harder than a Virgo. Virgos are notoriously hard on themselves. If you think they're picky and anal about everybody, no, what they do to themselves at night is a travesty. So again, this sense of, I should have known more, I should be better prepared, I should be able to help more, I should be able to, Virgo, let it go. Let it go. Whatever you think you missed out, or whatever you think let's slip through the cracks, let it go. Move forward. And what's the outcome? Karma reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Well, you're going to learn how not to be stuck in a situation. You're not going to let that happen when this is over with. Whatever has you stuck, whatever has you feeling, whether it's where you live or what you do or what you have, you're not going to let that happen again. So that's what you're going to learn here. All right? And the idea also of studying and knowing more, being more prepared and being better studied for this. You better believe Virgos are going to be on that like stink on shit. They're not going to, not a Virgo out there is not going to let that happen again. Go back to the store. I'm going to get comments. Okay. Libra. What can I change? 7 of Wands. Oh, more education. Taking classes, workshops. How can you change it? Justice. Could be something actually that I can't imagine we're paying for certain things, but it does speak to learning new skills and okay. We'll do the power over the Hermit card. Libras, if you're feeling left out, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling that you're not being listened to or you're misunderstood, you have no power over that. You can't make people listen to you. You can't make people take you in this instance. However, the aspects that are changing the world. So basically, with these cards, which are 3 of the 4, you pulled 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 5 cards, there are 4 major arcana cards here. We have Justice, we have the Hermit, we have the World, and we have the Hangman reversed. With the 7 of Wands saying what you can change is what you know and how you know it. Knowledge. And sharing knowledge, actually, could be that too. The outcome, Hangman reversed. So I think one of the harsh lessons, and there's going to be harsh lessons at the end of the day, is who took advantage, okay? Who took advantage? Where did you waste your time? That's the Hangman reverse, feeling like the doormat. Did you take people in during this crisis? Did you feed people? What'd you do to help the other people that then when you needed something, they weren't there for you, that you were left out in the cold with that Hermit card right there? I'm seeing you restructuring your life, Libra. And I'm not saying you only help people who can help you back, but everyone brings something to the table. And I hear it too many times where, you do, and it's like, okay, could you just watch my kid for me? Or could you just watch my dog for me? Or could you just fill the car with gas, if you're going to borrow it? And no? Really? It's going to be a no? Had someone in here yesterday, loaned her sister $2,500 for legal. She's, really could use the money back right now. And it's like, not even a thought in their head. But when they wanted that money, boy, did they really need that money. That's always, that bothers me so much. People borrowing money, it's like, boy, they need it. No, they're going to pay you back. And And so I'm going to say, Libra, that's what you're dealing with right now, is getting through this crisis. We're talking about a point in time, this crisis for all these signs, what you learn out of it, and how you're going to be better for the future. So this isn't, there's no pass and fail on this. This is just a learn and grow. Okay? Scorpio. I should start drinking before I do Scorpio. I swear I do shots before I do Scorpio from now on. Which would be very interesting because I don't drink, but I feel like I should start. Okay. Scorpio, what can I change? Judgment reversed. Feeling stuck. Feeling you can't move forward. How can I change it? Eight of Wands reversed. Focus on career. Refocus on career. We keep going here. What do I have power over again? The Chariot reversed. The ability to move forward. Aspects that this is affecting or changing. The Seven of Coins. Ooh, how I make money. Okay, it's all making sense now. And the outcome is the Ten of Swords. So here's the deal. I mean, this is pretty clear. This is actually running parallel. You're stuck in place. You can't move forward. Focus on career and how you make money. If you know, you can't stock up if you don't have money in the bank. If you don't have some kind of assets or some kind of money, you can't. And that's the sad thing. That's what keeps people poor. But this idea of for Scorpio is making sure there's a cushion. Look at what you do for work. Look at how you make money. The Ten of Swords. Knight of Swords reversed. Just want to throw an extra card there just to clarify that. I think what this speaks to is the inability to literally, physically move out of a spot you're in right now. And the need to make sure that financially in the future, if you needed to, that the money would be there. The money to literally leave a location if you had to. That's why I'm going to read this for Scorpio, okay? This sense of being stuck, this sense of physically not being able to move for lack of finances and for the money and career. And so focusing on career, focusing on having a job where if you had to relocate, you could do that job anywhere, right? Have a job that has versatility to it. Because I think the idea of being stuck, possibly looking at these cards, being stuck with people you don't particularly want to be stuck with, right? But you can't leave the unit. You can't leave. That's a problem. Cards are saying don't talk about it. There's no reason to talk about it right now because, again, this is just a test. But for the future, if you needed to get away from a situation, not to be locked into a situation, you need more money so you can, in fact, do that. Money equals mobility. Money does equal freedom, basically. It really does. I remember having a little Facebook fight there about money. Money buys security. It really does. There's things it can't buy. Can't buy happiness, can't buy love. But man, it can buy a good education. You can buy an education. You can buy your freedom. You can buy mobility. You can buy a lot of things. So I think for Scorpio, that might be the lesson, both for you and for people that you love around you. And I think the frustration there is that there's a lot of people stuck, and they don't need to be, but it's a financial thing. All right, Sagittarius. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Sagittarius. What can I change? Nine of Coins. All right. How can I change it? King of Cups. What do I have power over? The Six of Cups. What aspect of this is changing or affecting? The Queen of Swords reversed. And outcome, Six of Coins reversed. Okay. Well, Nine of Coins is a financial boon, actually. It's reaping the harvest. It's reaping what you sow. It's hard work paying off. That's the Nine of Coins. How can you change it? King of Cups. King of Cups is a spiritual man, kind. Often it's a father card. It can be very paternal, protective, certainly. Being protective around the source of income, not having power over the Six of Cups. It's interesting that the people leaving. I mean, the Six of Cups is an exit card. Queen of Swords reversed. That's a very difficult female. That's and the Six of Coins reversed. Money not coming in. Well, Sag. Oh boy. I'm going to say for Sag, protecting your source of income is one thing that you're going to learn through this crisis. I think you're going to learn that you might be in a position where people might want to borrow money. Looking at this Queen of Swords reversed, the Six of Coins, almost like it's a sense of entitlement. This sense of possibly family, Six of Cups. It could be someone in the family or someone who wants to leave. But there's a sense of entitlement to money. And I'm going to say that's the lesson. Is this again, we're talking about a point in time, not this looks like what I said. People coming in, wanting you to help them out, thinking that they deserve your help. I don't even think they live with you to help you personally, but you're expected to help them. I want to say it's family. Could be a mother. Or a very difficult ex-wife for the man out there. But this sense of entitlement, this sense of, and there you are, just kind of Sagittarius, sort of holding down the financial fort, so to speak. And I think in terms of the lesson you learn is well, this also speaks not being paid back. I mean, the Six of Coins reversed is money not coming through. So someone actually thinking that they might have a right to ask for money that they have no ability to pay back or help with or even make better for you, because it looks like it's like a hit and run, you know. So it's not like I'll scratch your back, you'll scratch mine. It's like I need money. Okay, thanks. Bye. It's like that. So I'm going to say if that happens during this crisis where someone is, I have no money, it's your mother, it's your older sister, it's somebody, an ex-wife, please help me. But there's no reciprocal, So I'm going to say Sagittarius is going to learn maybe not so much. Okay. Reciprocity. Yeah, that's important. And it doesn't have to be financial. Like I said, watch my dog, groom my dog. There's all kinds of things you can do, detail my car, something, I just loaned you a couple $1,000s, help me out. That's what I'm talking about. Kind of BMW and the Toyota. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. How's everything going here? Can everybody is it still shaky? All right. Sagittarius Capricorn. Capricorn is pretty straightforward. What can I change? Ace of Coins reversed. Having more money. Oh, thanks, Carrie. And how can I change it? 3 of Coins. And celebrating new job, new money coming in. I mean, I love it. For Capricorn, that's a no-brainer. Need more money? I'll make more money. Okay, that's just exactly how that looks. Ace of Coins reversed, 3 of Coins. There you go. What don't I have power over? The 8 of Coins reversed. Ooh, that's tedium at the job, parts of the job you don't enjoy, possibly a job that doesn't bring you joy. It looks like it may be a training time or something that's really not much fun. It's not enjoying the work. You got the work's making you money, but do you like the work? What aspects of myself is this crisis affecting or changing? The moon. Well, I love that for Cappy. I love that for any of the earth signs when they start listening to their intuition. And that's what the moon in this instance speaks to. The idea of being more intuitively aware. And in times of danger and crisis, oh my God, that gut instinct is so important. So I love that Capricorn, who's so logic-based, who's so factual-based, is also saying, what am I picking up here? What am I feeling is going on? And the outcome, what you'll learn is the 3 of Cups. And that speaks to that trusting of a human being. 3 of Cups is and something that Capricorn can sometimes struggle with because they have a hard time opening up, they have a hard time trusting, and because they're not intuitively guided for the most part. They're more intelligently driven. Knowing who to let in, knowing who to trust, really forming bonds, especially in a crisis. Like, who didn't let you down, Capricorn? Who was there for you? Who came through? Who did you think would come through? Who did come through? All right. So I think in this crisis, making money is not usually most Capricorn's problems. Capricorn usually struggles in relationship, and only because they have high standards for themselves, they have high standards for the people they partner with, and very often, like many strong people do, they tend toward weak partners. Most Capricorns, I know most that are married at least twice, and often that first husband or wife is weak. Hey, Shy, yay! See? She's got a new job, yay! So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say again, all right? I think at the end of this crisis, the idea of who did you think you could trust and who really did care and they're going to prove themselves. I think it's going to be a real boost to your internal guidance, that you start looking at that too. All right, Aquarius. We got, what can I change? The Queen of Wands. How can I change it? 5 of Coins reversed. What do I have power over? Temperance. What aspects of myself? Emperor reversed. And outcome, 4 of Coins reversed. Okay. Again, we've got a lot of Wands and Coins, which money and work, right? Well, kind of like the absolute flip of Capricorn where it's like, what can I change? Working hard, the Queen of Wands, enjoying work, friendly at work. How can I change it? Five of Coins reversed. I mean, loving what you do, but also making money at it. It's just like the difference with Capricorn was more about I'm looking at these comments. It's like, the hell is that crap? Anyway, it's almost like Aquarius loves what they do, enjoys what they do, has lots of friends at work, but maybe isn't making the money. So just the opposite. I'm going to say Aquarius kind of needs to look at the bottom line a little more, where Capricorn is in a job where maybe it's tedious and not enjoying it as much, the training process, the detail stuff. We got to set, we got Aquarius who's enjoying what they're doing, lots of friends at work, not making the money. Okay. What do I have power over? Temperance. And what aspects is this changing? Emperor reversed. I'm going to say with this, Aquarius tends to look at the group, like I said, friendly, happy, enjoying, and not so much themselves as an individual. And I'm going to say that this crisis management is going to bring out leadership qualities to Aquarius. The Emperor reversed, going to realize that it's great, but working through committee can sometimes be like looking at a big room full of monkeys or toddlers and expecting someone's got to lead. Speaking to a Leo rising or a Leo, someone's got to take charge and say, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do. And often Aquarius is so concerned with the group dynamic. Let's make sure everyone hears their voice get heard. Everyone gets their opinion, and then nothing gets done. And I think in this instance, with this current crisis situation, what Aquarius is going to learn, whether it's in the home or more likely in the career, is going to say, oh my God, like someone has to say, chop, chop, like this is how it's going to get done. This is what we're all going to do. Okay, I can do that. All right. Four of Coins reversed again. How do I make more money? That's the outcome. So I'm going to say, especially, and I hear this a lot in readings, where people work in, especially when people work in family businesses, or in businesses where they're good friends with the owner. I've heard this a lot. And what happens is you realize that you've been taken advantage of. You realize that well, I don't want to ask for money. I know they're having a hard time right now, or, oh, I don't want to ask for better benefits. I don't want to ask. It's like, well, I get that. Then either look for another job, or find out how valuable you really are to the company, because in this instance, how to make more money is what you're going to come out with. All right. Your own leadership qualities. And maybe it's going to be about saying, I deserve more money for being a leader, or I want a leadership position. Again, and more money. All right. So the revelation of some leadership qualities there, or the ability to lead, that maybe you haven't been appreciated for, respected for, or even been able to do up till now. Lastly, Pisces. Oh boy. All right. Okay, Pisces. What can I change? The Devil. How can I change it? Page of Coins reversed. What do I have power over? The King of Wands. What aspects of myself is this crisis affecting? Nine of Swords. What is the outcome? Knight of Cups reversed. Okay. What can I change? The Devil. That's addictions. That's anything that you are allowing in your life that isn't good for you. It could be a person, it can be a job, it can be a situation, it can be a substance. But that's what you can change. toxic aspects you can change. How can you change it? Page of Coins reversed. Well, it's draining you financially. If it's a person, they're draining you. If it's a person, it's probably a young person. It could be one of your kids, frankly. But it's yeah. You got to stop the money bleed. If it's a substance, I don't care if it's cigarettes or whatever you're doing, it's draining you dry. If you stop doing that, you'd have more money. I mean, I've never smoked, but every now and then I see the price of cigarettes. I'm like, holy God, who's still doing this? And the answer is a lot of people. It's just, wow, that's an expensive little habit to have. Jesus. What don't I have power over? The King of Wands. Okay. So your career for Pisces, it looks like right now there's not really the ability to change the career. You're doing what you're doing. That's not the issue. I don't think career is the issue. And if it is, you can't change the industry. So if you're working in a toxic industry, you're not going to change that right now. You're not going to change the industry. It's toxic. The anxiety is there. What aspects? It's the anxiety, realizing how toxic. So again, if you're working in a hospital, if you're working in a bank, if you're working in the stock market, if you're working in the entertainment industry, or possibly even in this short crisis management time that we're talking about, if you work in food services, restaurant serving, any place people gather, okay? They just shut down all the Edge gyms here in Connecticut. There again, you can't change that fact. So I'm going to say, I don't think it's really so much the work you do as it is what's going on right now. So when this is over with, the Page of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups reversed. Well, I'm going to throw one more card just to Two of Coins reversed. Whatever's draining you dry, whatever that is, that devil card, that is always something toxic or addictive. Where's your money going? Where is your money going? If you work in a field that is toxic, that this current crisis, this corona crisis has revealed. I mean, the idea of not having to juggle money, that's what you're going to come out with. Is how you can sustain another time where maybe you're out of work, and how you're going to have money. That's one thing. The Two of Coins reversed. I threw an indicator card. If it's a person that's doing this to you, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups reversed. This is changing how you feel about the person. Okay, a person again that would borrow money from you, like in Libra's case, or come in or in my goodness, backing up Sagittarius's case, and now again I'm saying in your case, Pisces, that would sit there and say, I need, I want, give me. And it looks as though this is something that again, for their own selfish needs, maybe for their own addiction, maybe you have an addict that you're involved with, maybe one of your kids. But this crisis time is going to make that very apparent. And you're going to be left feeling very differently about that person at the end of the day. And I think one thing universally that this is going to show for everyone is who's got your back. When we talk about that idea of being part of community, autonomy and community, where your strengths lie, and then also who can you partner with? Like, who can you trust? Who's there for you? I think there's going to be some really pleasant surprises for some people, but also some very unpleasant surprises. people that really just feel entitled, people that just really feels, well, you owe me. There's a lot of entitlement going on. We're seeing it now. The fuck you gotta buy up all the soap for? That there's none for anybody else. That's what I'm talking about. Why would you need to buy up all the toilet paper? What about people who, come on. You don't need 50 packages of that. Nobody does. Stop it. That conspicuous consumption, there's one thing that makes me insane. Well, as an environmentalist, as a humanitarian, is I despise conspicuous consumption. Look, I know it must be really cool to be really poor and be able to buy a beautiful mansion. But it does. It kills me to think of two people living in like 14,000 square feet or 30,000 square feet. I mean, I think it's insane. I think when I see someone driving a Hummer that gets like 9 miles to the gallon, even if you can afford the gas, you're using up resources that means other people have none. Why? So you can drive that gas guzzling ode to my wealth on wheels. It's gross. And I think more of us need to sit there and say, instead of saying, ooh, a Hummer, it's like, ew, a Hummer. And that's how I feel about it. I think they're ugly. Now, I think we need to start applauding people who do things. And I get it, man. The wealthy always, this isn't stopping them from traveling. Like, they're going to travel. Because you know what? They can't go on spring break to their islands and to their places. It's okay. Because guess what's, oh my God. Guess what is absolutely booming right now? Yacht rentals. Yacht rentals off of the Greek islands and in the Mediterranean. Oh my God, they can't get it out there fast enough. So wealthy families just fly in to the port, hop on their yacht, and they spend their week or two on the ocean with their meals being served and all their needs being met. Probably trashing up the ocean even more. So that's my thing, okay? And it's always going to be hard to sit there and say, wow, like you get everything you want. And I'm going to tell you something else that I probably shouldn't say, but I'm going to say it. The reason this sickness, this virus, this thing is getting so much attention, unlike the deaths that come from diabetes and all the other reasons, starvation. I mean, when you look at the tuberculosis, I think is the number one killer around the world, is they are poor people diseases. Poor people. Okay? Wealthy white people are not affected by it the same way. And so, but this is affecting their lives. It's inconveniencing them. So yes, we all must pay attention because one group of people is being very inconvenienced. And that is one of the biggest reveals of this time. So if you think someone's going to make sure that there is enough food for you, I would. I'm not taking any more than I need. But other people are buying extra freezers. I mean, people were saying that's another thing that people, there's a run on freezers, food storage, because they're buy, store. You know what? It'll just go bad. It only lasts so long, even in a freezer. But they don't care. This is the attitude. I can afford it. I want it. I bought it. Like that song. I saw it. I want it. I bought it. It's mine. And if it inconveniences somebody else, oh well, too bad. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind during this, what I believe is going to be a short time, who has your back and who doesn't. Really, really reflect on that. Who was there? Who saw you struggle? Who knew you needed help? I don't care if it was someone saying, hey, kids are home, you wanna like a few free hours, I'll watch the kids, and that's a friend. Now that's someone you can count on. Hey, you got everything you need? I have extra. Do you need anything? That's a friend. That's someone that you can sit there and say, wow, I can count on that person. And obviously, if they're reaching out to you, it's because they know they feel the same way about, that you feel the same way about them. This is a great time, a really great time right now to look at those people that make our lives easier, that make our lives happier, and the ones that make our lives harder and that drain us, and move forward accordingly. Again, guys, this is just a test. This is just, this is like a quiz. Test is yet to come. We haven't even gotten to the final yet. This is just a quiz. Just see what you know and see what else. And like quizzes do, they just show what we know, what we still need to learn. No reason to feel bad about that, Virgo. Okay, you're feeling bad. Don't do that. Okay, we're all on a learning curve here. This is our first run, and it doesn't look good. It's just not good, right? But we can get better. We can do better, and that's what this is going to help us all do is to do better. All right, everyone, get some rest. Take care of yourself. Eat oranges if you can get anything. Vitamin C, oranges, clementines. Eat them. Give them to your kids. One of the best things you can do. Get rest. Get enough sleep. And everyone behave, okay? I'm just going to quickly look at the comments here. Yep, first one's revealing. You're welcome, Shah. Vitamin C, eat orange. Again, an orange juice is not the same, okay? It's not the same as oranges. There's something in the rind there. You need them. Yeah, I'll get some rest, Shah. All right, guys. Love you all. Everyone behave. We're in this together, okay? We're going to be fine. Relax. And I know that's not the sexy response everybody wants. I'm not going to bash the president. I'm not going to bash anybody. We're going to do better. We're going to get better and stronger, and we're going to get through this. And more changes are coming. It's going to keep rocking, guys. Again, don't take it personally. Stay in your lane. Focus. Pay attention. And behave. Okay? Bye, guys.